What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. We have got a bumper episode today, but before we get into the episode, this happened. Wait, no way! No way! Oh, no way! Kevin De Bruyne! Let's go! That's a GG, man! Team of the Year nominee, KDB! I did four. I did four. I did four. What's he valued at? Oh man, I can't sell him, mind you. My favorite player of last year, man. My favorite player of FIFA 19. I might have to get him back in my... And so there you go, guys. The first time I've done any two-player upgrade packs in ages. And we end up hitting Team of the Year nominee Kevin De Bruyne, which is fun, right? But also not really at the same time, because who cares? Now, today's going to be a bit of a weird one, bit of a long one. Settle in. I've got a cup of coffee with my metal straw. That's right. I know you guys judge me for that. We've got a lot to talk about. This is already, I feel like, the second time I've made a video like this with regards to the future of the Road to Glory, the plans, how we're going to move going forwards. And I mostly want to use this opportunity to talk to you about what's changed, not necessarily this specific game cycle, but with regards to the Road to Glories over the years, and with regards to my enjoyment levels out of it, and what we're going to do going forwards to make sure that we don't lose the essence of what I've built or what we've built on this second channel, you know, with the community, with the comment section, and so on and so forth. And so first things first, this weekend league, I literally played 3 games, guys, right? I like last weekend, I got to 14-1 late. I didn't play, I played 4 games on Friday, no games on Saturday, and then I played loads of games late Sunday night to get to 14-1. And I was playing such good FIFA, and I honestly probably won about 80 games out of about 85 or 90 games in rivals, in champs, in draft. Like, I was just on a mad winning streak, and I was playing really good FIFA. And I motivate myself, and I'm like, oh, damn, man, I'm playing so sick. Let me just play all 30 games. Let me just hit Elite 3 again, just prove to myself, not to anyone, prove to myself that I can do it. And I know I can do it anyway, but just to prove to myself, you know, have it there visually that I can do it and go from there. Then, like, rewards come on Thursday, and yeah, I only got gold 3, but I opened people's Elite 1 rewards, top 100 rewards, and I just get so demoralized from other people's rewards. I'm like, what is the point of playing in this gameplay that I don't particularly enjoy for this? And so this weekend, I was struggling just to find the motivation to want to actually play rivals and champs. And a lot of that comes from the fact of the lack of enjoyment from competitive gameplay for me this year. All right, I just don't really enjoy it. And it comes from, and this is ultimately, this is actually going to be a really positive video, and I hope you guys are going to like what the plans are going forwards. But it comes from the fact that I already have pretty much the best tier 2 team in FIFA with some tier 1 players, right? And if I wanted any more tier 1 players, because of how the market is right now, you know, Neymar, last night I was trying to snipe him for 790. I'd be interested to see where he is right now, if I should have just picked him up. So he's actually down at 788 right now, for a card that is just so good. I could buy him, still have 430,000 coins left over, have access to loads of coins as well, and play the game. And the reason why I didn't end up buying him is because I was like, if I actually did buy him, somebody in the chat was like, if you did buy Neymar, Nep, what would you do? And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, I wouldn't do anything. But what I used to get from the Road to Glory guys in FIFA 17 and in FIFA 18 specifically is I used to get the enjoyment of grinding the squad, improving the club, playing champs, playing divisions for fun, because even though I didn't like the reward structure, I could still play divisions for fun. And I liked that aspect of the game, you know, the competitive stuff on the weekends and really casual, like carefree daily knockout tournaments or division rivals during the week. And the fact of the matter is that the game now is either champs or rivals, and that's it. And so what I have to get, and again, this is for me personally, and if you guys love champs, or if you guys love rivals, if you love competitive aspect, if your team's not good enough yet to the point where you can be like, all right, I'm at that level, I'm at that 99% level, and I need millions now to get to that 100% level that I just can't achieve. If you're not there yet and you're enjoying the game, I'm genuinely happy for you if you're getting enjoyment out of it in that manner. But for me, it's like my team is so good, and of course I have access to the better cards as well. If I wanted to go and buy Van Dijk and Neymar, I could. You know, I could improve this squad any point, any time, and my account is so stacked, guys. Right, I've started getting rid of more consumables again. I've got 1.2 million coins. You'll see on the trade pile right now is just consumables, and the account in general, I've got so many players. A lot of this actually has come from 5k pack method and drafts. So from time to time, I've been playing, like 2 nights ago, I played 2 drafts late at night. I won them both. I opened the packs. I didn't get anything particularly spectacular, so I didn't put it into a video or anything like that. But I have a lot of, like, let me go for the tradable stuff, because that's what's important here. I just have a lot of cards, right? So in terms of tradable informs and tradable specials, I mean, we've got these guys right here: Vieira, Ter Stegen, Ziyech, Lukaku. I don't know what his value is right now, actually. It'd be interesting. I don't know what I bought him for either. So I bought him for 55k. He's 45k right now. He only needs to score a goal for Inter, and then he'll jump back up, and we'll be able to sell him. I've got 1 Pepe here and 2 Pepes on the trade pile. There's Tagliafico, Team of the Year nominee. So I packed him out of a draft win. You can see there's first owner. And I was thinking at the time, ooh, that's a massive video. That is big title. Oh my God, packed Team of the Year nominee card. He's Argentinian. I can like lead it on for having, you know, for people thinking potentially it's Messi. Then when it came to it, I was like, first of all, I don't want to treat people like that. I don't want to like, although it still has to happen because it's part of this industry. This is a 10k card. His discard value is trash. So I didn't even show that. We've got the ones to watch Lozano as well, which we picked up ages ago for 45k. I would be surprised if he's anywhere near that. Yeah, he's 22k now. Taking a loss on him. And then there you go. Look, we've got a full page of informs and special cards. And then we go to where our big cards are. And we got a lot of 84s and 83s. And the golds, guys, they just don't stop from this point. I've got almost every 83 in the game. Some of them we bought and club stocked because they're so cheap. Some of them we packed from draft because I win so many drafts, and you know, whether it's for draft glory or what. We got all the 82s, all the 81s. Like my club, like if I open a 5k pack now, you'll notice that my club is full. So even if we think about the common cards, the common golds, it's very rare that is that a board first one? No, it's very rare that the common golds aren't duplicates as well, because they just have so much. And so in that instance, there you go, look at that, Bolly and Anwar are duplicates. In that instance, 5k pack method for me right now is pretty pointless, because the whole point of the 5k pack method is you make your coins from selling the cards when they're expensive. And right now, if you get so many duplicates, you're being forced to sell the cards for their current market price. And that's not how it works or why it works. So 5k pack method right now, I'm going to have to hold tight on and wait for EA to drop another SBC where it's like, okay, now all these common golds have spiked in price. I'm going to sell them all off and go from there. But in terms of like the account, I'm not enjoying FIFA 20 in some regards. And most of it is because I feel like I got sold down the river from EA. And we have talked about this a lot, but I feel like the season objectives and the milestones was an area that I was really looking forward to grinding this year. I thought that this was going to be an area of FIFA that satisfied my wants and my needs from what FIFA should be. And I'm not sitting here, I'm not being entitled to the point where I think EA need to make it for my wants and my needs. And we was talking about this on stream last night, and that in itself is a phrase that I want to stop saying, because I don't want to keep saying, I was talking about this on stream, I want to talk about it to the video, right? But we was talking about this on stream last night, and this section here, first of all, it needs to be flooded and full to the brim with things to do. But second of all, and I said this in the back of FIFA 19 as well, if the gameplay is the worst gameplay ever experienced, but there was multiple things to play for, I would still play the living life out of this game. And you might look at my account and think, Nep, you have played the living life out of this game. You've got over 1,100 games. I have got over 1,100 games, but actually most of those are in draft. Like nearly 400 of those are in draft, right? So that's 700 games maybe outside of draft. Maybe 50 or 80 of those are me just throwing games in rivals because I can't be bothered to do the objectives or whatever properly, and I want it a bit easier. There's a lot that I haven't played. Obviously I have played a lot, you know. We've got 143 squad battles wins and probably some losses in there as well, so maybe 150 games in squad battles. We've got 168 rivals wins and probably anywhere between 100 and 130 or 40 rivals losses, again just because we're, you know, keeping ourselves down in that lows divisions and stuff. So there's loads of games out of that. And then Foot Champs, 186 wins already, which is pretty cool. But I was expecting more out of this, and for me, and I know this isn't possible, but I want to explain why, like where the kind of change came from. And for me, these season objective players, NepentheZ and Gabamin, just aren't good enough for my team. And then they're not good enough in general, right? And the reason why they're not good enough in general is because no matter who you are or how you play this game, there is a card on the market as good as or better than both of these cards that is tradable and extremely cheap. And EA have dug themselves into this hole where they're trying desperately to alleviate coins from the market to give players a worth and a value again, but nobody's biting, or very few people are biting, and so we're in this kind of paradox where nothing is good enough and there's no reason to take it. And so because of that, someone like this Thiago Mendes, now as an 84 rated with bang average stats, I couldn't give a damn. And the same as Gabamin. And I know that the response to that is, hey Nep, you said you're going to grind for everything. If there's something to grind for, that's what you want. You want something to grind for. You're right, I do want something to grind for, but I want something to grind for that's going to be worth my time, right? And so this Thiago Mendes and this Gabamin and this level 30 player, whether it's the Ox, whether it's the Gelson Martins, whether it's Danilo, none of these make an impact on my team to the point where I'm like, I need this card. And I know that another response is, EA don't make this game for you specifically, NepentheZ. I get that, right? But there's nothing stopping them making everything available towards everyone in one way. And so one way to do that, there's two ways to do that. Two things that they could do. First of all, is they could make cards upgradable, right? I know they won't, and I know this isn't within the realms of what's there, other than the fact that in milestones they do say that you are going to upgrade some of those cards. How, when, why, what, where, who knows. But if this Thiago Mendes popped out, you claimed him, and then he had a set of objectives in his like where you see his attributes and stuff like that, you go to an objectives tab and it's like play 10 games, score 10 goals, get 10 assists, and get 10 Foot Champs wins with Thiago Mendes in your squad, and he upgrades to an 86. And then when he's an 86, a new set of objectives appear and you complete them and he upgrades to an 87. And you know, let's say you can grind him up to a 92. Now all of a sudden, I'm interested in this Thiago Mendes card. I want to put him in. I want to see what his stats look like when he gets up to his max, his max build, like whether that's a 90 or an 89 or whatever. That would be good. Alternatively, if there was milestone objectives, score 500 goals with Futmas cards, score 3 or assist 150 times with Futmas cards, win 50 games in Foot Champs with a minimum of 4 Futmas cards in your starting 11. And for those rewards, you get other Futmas cards. And let's say as a group reward, like I know Rashford got leaked as a Futmas card. Let's say there's like a 93 rated Futmas Marcus Rashford as a group reward in milestones. But unlike Premier League and Serie A, which are relatively, like you can do these in a day if you wanted, I would like the Futmas section to be like just arduous, like something really, really stressful and something really long-winded. But the reward at the end is a literal end game card, right? So, you know, you come here, win 100, maybe not 100, maybe win 50 squad battles matches on minimum professional difficulty with a minimum of 5 Futmas cards in your starting 11, and so on and so forth. Loads of objectives, Futmas based. And then for the single objective, you might get, like, let's say the squad battles one. Let's take Lozano as an example. Let's say you complete the 50 squad battles wins on a minimum semi-professional. You get yourself an 86 rated Futmas Lozano. Now, that's not a card that's going to break the bank. That's not going to influence the market all that much. People have already got crazy amounts of wingers and loads of players. But you get that Lozano, and he's one Futmas card, and then you complete the next Futmas objective, and it's a Futmas Kurzawa, you know, an 84 or an 85 rated Futmas Kurzawa, and it's like, hey, score 500 goals with Futmas cards in any game mode, and you get yourself a Futmas Kurzawa. Boom. Next objective, I don't know, play 150 games with a minimum of 5 Futmas cards in your starting 11, and you get yourself a Futmas Chris Smalling, 86 rated Futmas Smalling. And then when you complete the whole objective set, you know, let's say there's even give 20 objectives, give 20 like really long-term Futmas objective things, and then once you completed it, you get yourself a 93 Futmas Rashford. Now, all of a sudden, not only are these objective players really, really interesting to me and make me think to myself, I want to go and get this Futmas Mendes and Futmas Gbamin as quick as possible because I need them in my team to start working towards that Rashford. And then it gives me reason to play champs and to play rivals and to play squad battles because I'm working towards the greater good. But it also gives value to these unbelievably overpriced SBCs that EA are putting out. 200,000 coins for this Fekir card is outrageous, right? It's outrageous. And then 150,000 coins for this Douglas Costa is outrageous. Unless getting this Douglas Costa card helps me complete a Futmas milestone and maybe a Brazilian milestone and maybe a Serie A milestone, I might look at this card and think, oh, do you know what? Let me do, okay, he's 150k. Let me do this SBC because when I go back into here, there's a Brazilian milestone objective where I need to score 500 goals with Brazilian players to unlock that 92 rated Gabriel Jesus or or Willian Jose, you know, a 94 rated Willian Jose. And I know people at home are probably thinking, there's no way they're going to give out that level of card this early. It's not supposed to be completed early. It's supposed to be a long-term grind. It's supposed to be something that takes time and almost fits into where the power curve is, but gives people something to work towards. Because right now, if you're the sort of person that got to level 30, I can guarantee you don't need any of those level 30 cards. You might still take one and put them in your team because you worked for it, but I guarantee you don't need it. Right? And it's the same with Mendes and Gbamin. You don't need these cards. And the reason why you don't need these cards is because the state of the market right now is on the floor to the point where there are already so many players available. Alan is 10,000 coins and he's better than Gbamin and Mendes, right? An anchor on him, he's a 90 CDM. He's up there. He's 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. He's a quality CDM. If you think about tier 2, and this is where we are going to get to the positives in a second, right? If you think about tier 2 cards, if we go and have a look at all midfielders and like CDMs and centre mids, which obviously Gbamin and Thiago Mendes fit into that kind of mould, and we're talking about all midfielders now as well. I know you guys can see it on the screen there as well. Once we get down to like 100k mark, Inform Wijnaldum, Inform Fabinho is only 100k, 91 Modric is 95k, live UCL Thomas Partey who is very, very comparable to both Gbamin and NepentheZ, is only 72k. Live Vass, who is very good, is only 65k. You already probably have a few CDMs anyway because of icon swaps and because of other objectives, or because you've bought some cards into your team. But you've got like Fatmas Witzel at 51k is now looking like a bit of a bargain. Informed Ducouré, who again is very similar to these level of cards, is 40k. And so like Scream Carvalho, that card is amazing. Every time he pops in draft, I just have to take him because he's so good. And he's 37k, right? Wilfred Ndidi Inform. This is another card that is right up there on a very similar level to Gbamin and NepentheZ, and he's 32k. And you think to yourself, if NepentheZ or Gbamin was on the market, you know, as a tradable Inform, how much would this card be? It'd probably be 20k, maybe 25k. It's not that great as far as a card goes, right? And so these cards, even for non-grinders, right, aren't even worth much unless you're a card collector, an Everton fan, a Lyon fan, a Brazilian fan, an Irish fan. Like, if you're one of these people and you want to collect these cards, that's all great. But once again, the time spent versus the reward gained is not valuable enough, I don't think, for anybody. Like, look at this Gbamin, man. It's like his agility and balance is extremely low. His passing is quite average. Yes, he's got good physical and defending and pace stats, which is better suited for a centre-back, not for a CDM. His composure's poor. Like, this isn't a great card, right? And EA are trying to pull the smoke and mirrors over our eyes with this one and be like, oh, look at this Fatmas card that you can earn. For me, this NepentheZ, because we don't have the ability to upgrade NepentheZ, and we don't have the ability to upgrade Gbamin, and there's no use for them in terms of completing milestone objectives or season objectives, apart from the one stupid season objective, which people are just going to do with loans, because, like, again, it's ultimately not even worth it, right? But because these aren't needed to complete objectives and they're not needed to complete milestones, these cards need to be cards that fit into people's teams and are like big cards for that. And that would require this Thiago Mendes to be a 90 rated card, and this Gbamin to be an 88 or an 89 or a 90 rated card as well, so that you're like, holy hell, I need this card. The problem with that is it then further devalues the likes of Inform Fabinho, Inform Modric, even icons, Gattuso and such. Like, if we look at the kind of top, the higher valued players that we was looking at, you know, instead of looking at the 30, 40, 50k cards, even if we look at like the 500, 400, 300,000 coin cards, Kante right now, guys, is 218,000 coins on Xbox and 260,000 coins on PlayStation, right? Now, Kante, obviously, is an insane CDM. He's so good in this game. He really, really fits the meta because he has high agility and balance for a CDM. His passing's great. His physicals are great. His defending is like top tier. He's fast. He just fits this game, right? And so if this Gbamin was 88 or 89 rated, it has an adverse effect on Kante, who's already super cheap. It would make him crash massively. And that's why EA have dug themselves into this hole, because it's like, why would you grind for Gbamin or grind for NepentheZ when someone like Kante, who is a top tier 1 midfielder, is available for relatively cheap? And people have coins on hand loads this year because A, it's really easy to make coins, and B, there's no reason to spend coins on the SBCs that are coming out because they're trash. And so it's creating this void where the cards that EA are putting out aren't even good enough for tier 2 players. And I don't mean that in terms of ability, I mean that in terms of play time. If you consider me as somebody who grinds a lot as a tier 1 player, somebody who grinds half as much as me or a third or a quarter of as much as me as a tier 2 grinder, even you don't need this kind of card, right? Even this kind of card. And again, it might be like a thing where you're looking at it thinking, oh, no, man, like I've got a Brazilian squad, he fits into my Brazilian squad. And I know everyone plays differently, and I get that. I understand that perspective. But I look at these cards available and I think, I don't want to grind for NepentheZ or Gbamin because I will be doing it for no other reason than the sake of doing it. There's no there's nothing after that. Once I collect this Gabamin, he sits in my club and rots forever. Once I collect this NepentheZ, he sits in my club and rots forever. If the game was fun to the point where grinding for the player itself was enjoyable, brilliant. But it's not, because you're forced into using teams and players that you don't want to use for a card that you don't want to use in a game mode that is unbelievably toxic and unenjoyable to play in. And again, I know people are like, oh, you said that you will play even in the worst gameplay if it's for something to grind for. It has to be worth it, right? I don't care about these packs and this lone NepentheZ and stuff. I don't care about using scoring goals with midfielders in rivals to earn this Thiago Mendes. Like I could do that naturally or whatever, but it's just, it has to be for a greater end goal, a greater good coming out the other side. And I don't think that this NepentheZ is part of that greater good, and I don't think this Gabamin is part of that greater good. My experience, of course. And one of the big issues that they have, and one of the things that they've created that's a big problem, is that they have given some high-end tier 2 players that are extremely cheap and extremely good, to the point where if you're not giving people better than that, or a reason to use something as good as or worse than that, they're not going to engage with the content. And so when we look at icon swaps, I have Ian Wright and Guardiola from icon swaps. Now, Ian Wright is not a tier 1 card. He's a tier 2 card, 1,000,000%. But for me to displace this Ian Wright card out of my squad, I need somebody better than him, not as good as him. Because if it's somebody as good as him, I might as well just use him. And if it's somebody better than him, now I can think, all right, I need to put him into my squad. But the problem with that, again, comes if EA just continually give better players now, what's going to happen by the time Team of the Year comes around? People aren't going to want to play, like Team of the Year cards are going to be irrelevant, because there's already going to be cards out there that are as good as those. And that, again, for me, is why I thought milestones and objectives would be far, far better, because I thought it would give value to all the different card types and give value to using the lesser cards. And I think what EA thought would happen is I think EA thought people would want to do all these objectives and all these cards and all these SBCs to have first owner cards so that they could play in their natural skill rating and still complete objectives. Now, I'm not in my natural skill rating, far from it. I'm down at 1,270 or so. We've already been up at as high as 1,700 this year. And that was 4 or 5 weeks ago when I was playing, well, even 2 months ago when I was playing bad FIFA, before I'd even understood this game and how the patterns work. I'm pretty confident right now that if I sat here and grinded, I'd get up to Division 1 comfortably. I just don't want to, because I hate playing this game in that manner. But I'm not at a skill rating here, right, where I care. I think EA thought people would want to do everything that they put out to make sure they have the best first owner squads, so that when something like Icon Swaps comes around, when Icon Swap Season 2 comes around, and you need first owner players, let's have a look at what Icon Swaps Online, when you need, win 4 rivals matches using 11 first owner players in your starting squad. I think EA thought people are going to just save every card. The market's going to stay really high. They're going to be really grateful for the red informs that they get, even though they're like dead upgrades. They're going to be so happy spending 160k on a Luka Bacchio Futmas card and 200k on a Fekir Futmas card, because they'll fit into these first owned squads that they're going to need for icon swaps. But the community was just like, EA, no. What I'm going to do instead is relegate myself down to a comfortable division, use whatever basic generic first owner crap that I've got laying around in my club, get my wins, and then move back up the division with my main team. And so people have circumvented what I think EA thought would happen. And it's created this world where cards like Gabamin and cards like NepentheZ, cards that move sideways, aren't good enough for people to really, really care about. And so the road to glory for me right now is futile in a regard, because I don't care to play for Foot Champs rewards, because they don't improve my squads and you don't get rewarded for playing the game. And I don't care to play rivals because the game mode is just unbelievably bad. And right now, and this might change in a week or a month or 2 months, if and when EA update or improve milestones and season objectives. This might change for Icon Swaps Part 2. This might change for Season 3. This might change when Prime Icons come out in like 5 days or whenever it is on Friday. This might change for that. But as of right now, I have no reason to want to play the game outside of draft, because in draft, I get the benefit of building a squad, playing some relatively casual gameplay and getting rewards immediately. Whereas in here, if I do go and grind for a Gabamin or for a NepentheZ, I'm doing it literally for content. I'm doing it for no other reason than getting a video up on YouTube. And that's not what I want to do with my life or with my channel. I want to make sure that what I'm putting up is something that I'm enjoying and something that's engaging. And so now let's get to the positive part, where this is actually going to be like, oh wait, hold on, I thought you said that this is this is what we're going to do. So I was talking to the stream yesterday, and I want to hear your guys' opinions on this, and maybe let's put a timestamp for the here's what's happening kind of part. What I'm going to do going forwards is I love the aspects of what we have on this channel with regards to the community aspect, and I love answering comments and responding to people and having that engagement with people, and I don't want to lose that, right? So what we're going to do is at the start of every Road to Glory now, it's going to be almost like the day's news in FIFA, whether that's discussing a new glitch that's come out, whether that's discussing the new SBCs, the new objectives, the new milestones, whether that's discussing things like yesterday when Road to the Final Mane had his price range screwed up. So now, guess what? You can't get Road to the Final Mane now, because for whatever reason, EA took him and changed his price range from I think 2.5 million to 500,000. And so like he's just not on the market anymore, right? And so I want to talk about like the day's events as a live like intro, I suppose. That's his player of the month, isn't it? And after that, it's going to be the stream, the live stream condensed down. But let's see, is it going to show me that Mane? No, see, it's showing me that Mane. How do you actually find, if I go search like that? No, see, how do I actually find this one on the market? I guess you can't. But anyway, that Road to the Final Mane, his price range got adapted to 500,000 coins. So he's not on the market anymore, and EA have kind of like ruined that. And so what I want to do is spend the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of the video talking about the day's news. Then what you guys are going to get is me just playing on my account naturally, not working towards any one thing in particular, not grinding any one thing in particular, just playing on the account naturally. But because I don't want to lose the aspect of the community that we have here, on stream, I'm going to be taking comments from video. So it's almost like, like right now, I'm not streaming, right? I'm just sitting here in my office talking to you guys. The only thing that's going to be different is this is going to be live as well, right? So tomorrow's video, whatever comes out at 6 today, we're going to have a chat about whatever came out at 6, how that impacts our account, what we're going to do about that, or with that, or for that. And then we're like, right, guys, let's move on. This is what we're going to be doing today. And then I'm going to be streaming that. And then I'm going to be like, right, let's take the first comment. And so the first comment, let's take a comment from the video. William Spooner says, the worst SBC you're ever going to see. I wish that was still true today. Fekir might take the throne. And so I'll read that comment out while streaming, and whilst playing a game or doing SBCs or clearing the club, we'll talk about that. And we'll start taking all the responses to the comments from the video, putting them all into the next video. It will just be live instead of post-com. Normally it's like we're sitting here talking, normally the gameplay's playing in the background, and I'm like, oh, we've got a new comment. Sturk says, fun fact, got an ad for FIFA 20 where EA says it's a season of giving, which means give us your FIFA points. Boom. Nausenheimer, they released an SBC that genuinely requires an engineering degree to complete. It's funny because it's true. I have an engineering degree and I even struggle with it. And we'll take these comments, we'll take the fun comments, the comments that I would normally take, and instead of talking over them over post-com gameplay, we'll talk about it and discuss it whilst live managing the account, playing the game, completing objectives and stuff. And then that way for me, like in terms of creating content, there's no pressure to sit here and be like, oh my God, I need to get an icon pack made for tomorrow's video, otherwise I've got no title. Oh my God. I like people keep asking me, why haven't I claimed my level 30 player yet? You know what my answer was? because it's a video title. I don't like today's video is going to be titled about Kevin De Bruyne, right? Tomorrow's video, I'm going to be doing an icon pack, right? So that means the day after's video, I've got this saved. I've got this one in the bank claiming our level 30 reward. But I don't want to do that. That's one of the things that I'm not enjoying about this channel and about creating content right now is I feel like I'm manipulating my way through the game to get something for a video title to make sure I'm going to get the good content. I don't want to do that. I just want to play the game like we used to, like FIFA 17 was, like FIFA 18 was, like FIFA 16 was. I just want to play the game naturally, and whatever content that creates, whether it's going to get me a big title or not, that's where we're going to be, because that's what this was. That's what this started as, and that's what I want this to get back to. And like yesterday's video, where I just randomly went into a draft, built the draft, played the draft, got the rewards and stuff, there might be a lot of that. I might look at the stuff at 6 p.m. and be like, guys, I'm not interested in that. I'm just going to go and play a couple of drafts, get some rewards, and we'll see what we do. And so to kind of almost show that, I'm going to take my reward here. I don't know which one of these I want. I know I don't want Oxlade-Chamberlain. Gelson Martins is okay. Like, it's not a bad card. And it is one of these tier 2 cards, right? But Gelson Martins is out there as a decent card. You know, a dead eye on him is solid. He could be useful for first owner objectives as well. Danilo as well is out there as a solid card. I just don't need a right back. I already have Aguirre Garay, who is head and shoulders better than Danilo. I genuinely don't know who I want. The only thing I like about Danilo is that when I get Team of the Year Ronaldo, if he gets a Team of the Year, or when I go and get another version of Ronaldo, he gives that strong link into Ronaldo, just makes it really easy to link him into the team. So I don't know really which one I want. I think I want Danilo. I'm going to take him. We're going to take Danilo as our player. There you go. So he's our level 30 player that we've taken. He just offers me more going forwards, I think. And so one of the other things that I want to do with creating content, guys, is there are going to be some days where there we go. We're getting some sales now. There are going to be some days where there's not a lot going on in FIFA and I don't even want to play the game. So on those days, what we're going to start doing within the road to glory, but also not within the road to glory, if that makes sense, is we're going to start rating players. And we're going to start looking at tier 1 players, tier 2 players, tier 3 players, their prices and such. And so when we look at, like, I was looking at this on stream, right? When we look at that Fekir for 200k, we've got Griezmann out here for 94k as a tradable. Now, I get it, right? Not everyone has 94k liquid coins. A lot of people might have 200k in assets. So it's like, look, I can't get Griezmann because I don't have 100k, but I can get Fekir because I've got 200k's worth of untradeable assets that I could just dump in for him. I get it, right? If that's what you want to do. But see these ratings here? These ratings don't mean everything, but they're a good indicator of like how to tell how good a player may play or may not play. Again, it's not the whole story because it doesn't take into consideration skill moves and weak foot. It doesn't take into consideration the meta of FIFA. It is just like a bog standard formula of, hey, with this he's this and with that he's that, right? So when you look at Griezmann and put a Maestro on him as a 93 rated, this is a top card for under 100,000 coins. And so what I want to start doing is like for example, when a Fekir comes out, if there's nothing really going on, or it might just be the content for the day anyway, whatever 6 p.m. content comes out for today, it isn't 6 p.m. yet, it's only 3 p.m. So whatever 6 p.m. content comes out for today, we might look at and be like, all right, so this guy's 193k, you know, we'll take a look at his chem styles. Look, he goes up to a 92 cam. Bonus points are the fact that his passing is really good, his dribbling is really good, his shooting from outside the box is really good, he's got okay pace and he's got 4-star skills. The negatives are he's got a 3-star weak foot, he's pretty low on stamina, his shooting and positioning from inside the box isn't the best. Other than that, he's a strong card, right? So what I would like to do is maybe sit here and be like, all right, what cards can we get for 200k like that are as good as or better than him, and what cards can we get that are maybe 50k that are as good as him, and kind of rate him. All right, is he a tier 1? Is he a tier 2? Is he a tier 3? Is he like crazy undervalued, crazy overvalued or whatever? And start looking at players in a different way, and just giving an assessment on the quality and the caliber of players that are available, and the same for, who's the other player that we got in SBC today? I can't even remember. Costa, right? This card. Don't do this card, guys. 130k. This card is trash, right? Pop a dead eye on him. Like, good dribbling, but bad reactions and composure. Low stamina, terrible physicals. 3-star weak foot, which has a bit of a downside. Terrible finishing in general. Even with the biggest boost you can give him, he's still got bang average finishing. Terrible long passing, but then his passing in general is okay. But when you think of this card, like, and again, the reason why this came about is because I was talking about this Costa, and I was saying, like, this is just a bad card. And somebody was like, oh, how can you say that Costa's a bad card, but think that Di Maria is a good card? Now, because they're about the same price, they play the same position, they both have 5-star skill moves. Di Maria has a worse weak foot than Douglas Costa. When you look at Di Maria and you see what you get from him, you actually get a card that is so far better, it's not even funny. He goes up to a 94 rated cam or a 93.6 rated cam. He has unbelievable passing, unbelievable dribbling with much better composure, much better reactions, just not quite the same balance. Better stamina, obviously 5-star skill moves, great pace, great shooting, better finishing even without a chem style that boosts finishing. If we give him a dead eye, there you go, like top class stats for this Di Maria. And because he has the outside of the foot shot trait, this one here, you don't need to worry about a 2-star weak foot too much, because instead of trying to finesse on his right foot, you can just hit it with the outside of the left foot, right? So the shot angles you can still take are the same. And so when comparing the price of Di Maria versus Douglas Costa, they're the same price, yet Di Maria is a considerably better card and offered packs in return. Because if I remember correctly, this was 3 segments for Di Maria, or 2 segments for Di Maria. It wasn't just one squad, whereas Douglas Costa is just one squad, right? And so I want to start kind of spending time, instead of just being like, here's five more champs games, or 10 more rivals games, or 15 squad battles games, let's talk over the top of it. I want to kind of just talk to you guys a little bit more about what's going on, what's happening inside, and look at that. We are banking right now, man. We are banking. And what I'm doing is I'm clearing out my club right now, right? The reason why I'm clearing out my club is because I even though I'm not really playing FIFA, I'm playing FIFA, I'm not playing FIFA, whatever, I can't get over the fact how cheap Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi, and Mbappe are, right? And Neymar specifically, at 790 for that Neymar card. When we look at him, that is unreal. That is unreal. What a card. You could even give him a dead eye. That is unreal. He already has insane dribbling. You give him insane passing and insane shooting. 5-star for 795k, and then he's tradable. So even if he depreciates over the next week and goes down to 700k, guess what? You get that 700k back. Then you look at another cam for 200k. Guess what happens when you get rid of this 193,000 coins? They're just gone. That's it. It's just over for you. You don't get those coins back. You just have an 87 rated Fekir that within a week or two is going to be completely outdated. Yet when you look at Neymar or Messi or Mbappe, these cards are still the best cards in the game, only eclipsed by better versions of their own cards. The only card better than this Messi is another version of Messi, right? And so Messi on a basic has one of the greatest cards in the game. Fast, immaculate shooting, immaculate passing, literally top dribbling, okay physicals, not the greatest stamina, but 1.1 million coins. I'm looking at these cards now and I'm thinking to myself, I want to get these cards into my squad. Now, I nearly bought Neymar yesterday, and then I ended up not buying Neymar because it was a case of what am I buying him for? Like, genuinely, I don't know what I'm buying him for, right? But one thing that's weird for me, and I explained this to stream as well, one thing that's weird for me is I have 1.2 million coins. I have Vieira, who is losing value, but I bought for 1.6 million, and I think he's in he's 1.4 million now, right? So I had a chance to get 1.6 back for Vieira, and I decided to wait because he started like coming up in value. But I bought him for 1.6. I could sell him for 1.4. That would put me up at 2.5 million coins. My club is stacked, man. My club is stacked full of players. I got easily millions of coins in the club. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, even just on fitness cards, I'm nearly at like 300 squad fitness cards. On the weekends, I don't know what they're at right now. I don't care what they're at. I know what I can sell them for. I know I can sell squad fitness cards for 12 to 1400 coins on weekends to lazy buyers because people just buy that. Look at that, 258 gold squad fitness cards and 19 silver squad fitness cards. We got so much in the club. Consumables, even contracts. I'm mad up on contracts right now. 243 rare gold contracts. I don't know if they're selling right now. I know they will start selling when Icon Swaps Part 2 comes out because people will be playing their dicks off in this game again and they'll be desperate to... They'll just need to apply loads of contracts. So, you know, even if I could sell those for 200 coins, we got like, what, 100,000, 50,000 coins if I sell them at 200 coins. That I know there's coins in this account to the point where I'm sitting there thinking I could just go and buy Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar and Mbappe and just have them in my club. But I know they'll depreciate. But what I like out of FIFA is seeing my coins grind up, right? One of the reasons why I bought Vieira, one of the reasons why I've been buying and selling players a lot is because when I have 1.2 million, if this is 1.4 million tomorrow, I'm like, whatever. I'm still only in the low to mid ones. And then if it's 1.5 million the next day, it feels like it hasn't changed. If it's then 1.7 million a couple of days later, it feels like it hasn't changed. If I went and bought Inform Ronaldo, Inform Ronaldo is currently floating around at 1.2 million. That would leave me with about 50 to 60k. Now all of a sudden, if I make 100k, I'm back up to 150k, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Make another 100k, I'm a 250,000 coins. Wow. Maybe, hopefully by tomorrow, I'll be able to push up to almost 500,000 coins. And I start seeing a bit more growth, and it kind of like almost excites me to want to keep trading and want to keep grinding and want to keep buying and selling players to get back up towards 1 million coins. The only problem is I'll have assets in the club like Vieira and like an Inform Ronaldo and like a Neymar and Mbappe and a Messi that are just constantly depreciating. So I'll be losing those coins. So when Team of the Year does come around and I'm like, I really want that Team of the Year Neymar or that Team of the Year Mbappe, specifically a Team of the Year Mbappe, my God, that card this year is going to be just unbelievable. His 91 Team of the Tournament card is crazy. Team of the Year Mbappe is going to be genuinely insane, right? He's going to have 99 pace. He's probably going to have 99 dribbling, something like 96 or 97 shooting and about 88, 89 physical. He's going to be unbelievable. And it wouldn't surprise me if he was up at like 7 or 8 million coins. I want that card. I want that card. But for me to get that card, I've got to put the effort in or just play a draft. But in short, guys, I knew this was going to be a long episode. And I just wanted to explain to you guys why I'm not enjoying playing the game. I don't think the gameplay is strong enough in itself. And I don't think the rewards that are on offer are worth it for me. If they're worth it for you, brilliant. They're not like this. I might play for this card anyway, just for something to do. But I don't care about this card. He's just going to sit in my club doing absolutely nothing for the longest time, right? Milestones are pretty dead, obviously. But when I think, if I wasn't a content creator, what would I do? I'd be in here, man. I'd be playing a draft. I get to try that Kylian Mbappe 91 team of the group stage that's 2 million coins. I can't use him otherwise. I don't want to pay 2 million coins on a card that I'm going to lose tax on immediately at the rate of almost 100,000 coins. And B, if he depreciates 50, 60, 70,000 coins as well, I'm just going to end up losing, a couple 100,000 coins just to try that player out when I could just pay 15k for a draft, have a chance at playing with him, and then make some coins back on that 15k. For me, it's just, that's the win. That's where that's where it's at, right? For me. And you guys know that, and I know you know that, and I know you're like, oh God, he just keeps banging on about draft. But in terms of playing with like my actual team, there is very little reason for me to care about playing with these players. And what's crazy is this guy right here, he was my favorite player last year. You guys know that, right? De Bruyne, we had his UCL card for the longest time, and it was amazing for us. And then we had his Team of the Year card, that 97 Team of the Year card. Oh man, I love that card. That Team of the Year card was 2 million coins, by the way. When it came out, it was 3.6, and then it dropped to 2.4 within a couple of days, and then it just kind of hovered between those prices. It did crash massively down to 1.2 at one stage. But I think about how many coins are in the game and what price point players are at. When you think of that De Bruyne being 2 million coins almost day one, day two, day three, for the Team of the Year De Bruyne, I think, why would you pay 200,000 coins for a Fekir? And I know I also am of the opinion of, you know, you got to enjoy the now rather than constantly waiting for the later. But you've also got to be kind of understanding of the fact that later on you're going to get way better cards for a way better value, right? And this De Bruyne, I used his 93 card in draft and I loved it. And the reason why I loved it is because it's actually a massive upgrade on the 91 and the 92. But this De Bruyne, 5-star, 4-star, great stats. I mean, even with I can't believe a pack Team of the Year De Bruyne is worth 250k. Even with the Maestro on him now, he goes up to a 94 rated cam. He's not quite as fast as maybe he once was, so maybe you'd put an engine on him, give him a bit of pace. Maybe you'd even put like a catalyst on him, give him a lot of pace. I don't think that's really worth it. I'd personally go for a Maestro on him or a Sniper on him. You know, a Sniper makes him top dribbling, top shooting, top passing, great stam. Or even if you wanted to, a Deadeye on him, you know, again, top shooting and passing. But this card, I packed this card, 5-star, 4-star, just one of my favorite players in general in real life right now, one of my favorite FIFA cards over the last couple of years, and I just can't even be bothered to play a game with him. And that's crazy for me. But so for the channel, guys, the Road to Glory is going to have a little shift in the way I create the content, but the outcome is going to be the same. We're still going to be responding to comments from the comment section. We're still going to be playing FIFA and playing on this account. It's just going to be a lot more live stuff instead of post-commed, but still with the stuff that we usually did with post-comms. And then in the days where there's nothing going on in FIFA for me, on the account, we're just going to go and take a look at, you know, start either take a look at some viewers accounts. Like, so one thing that I want to do is start looking at viewers accounts on SharePlay. So get someone to invite me to SharePlay, and we can go and look at their Road to Glory, go and look at their records, go and look at the players that they've used, their draft records, go and have a look at their club, and you know, have a look at that sort of stuff. So that's what we're going to do going forwards. So this is going to be the end of the video for today. I hope I was clear with everything. If I wasn't, I'm looking forward to the comments to clarify anything that anyone has to ask. I'm not bored of FIFA. I'm not bored of creating content on FIFA, and I'm not trying to step away from what we have here. I just need to rework it to today's world. You know, the format that we're using was the same format I was using in FIFA 16 and FIFA 17, and social media has moved on from that. You know, the game FIFA has moved on from that, and I've got to stay with it. I've got to stay up to date. Otherwise, I'm just going to end up stop playing this Road to Glory together and being like, I'll just stream. I'll stream. If you want to see me on stream, I'll be on stream, and then you can have my main channel, and that's it. I don't want that. So yeah, we're going to be in a position now where we're going to reimagine how we run the Road to Glory, and go from there. But this is going to be the end of the video, so I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.